What you're looking at in front of you is the topic for today's episode of Game for Thought. This is a new patent that Nintendo has come up with. And this has actually been around for a couple days, and I've been wanting to do a video on this for a while, but now I finally can. Well, not a while, I should say a couple days, but you know what I mean. So this is the patent. This is what's driving everyone nuts over the past couple days. And if you look at all the gaming media sites, they all say the same thing. They're all giving you the wrong answer. That Nintendo patents a console without a disk drive, and it's going to be NX, and it's going to be digital only, and discs are not going to be on the thing anymore, and it's going to be terrible and blah 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 and everything. Okay, I'm going to give you two possibilities of what this patent is. Granted, I can't prove anything because I don't work for Nintendo. I don't work for any part of the gaming media. I'm just a gamer with loads and loads of experience simply playing games and watching the industry grow over the years. I've been with the industry since the 90s. Not the 80s, mind you, but the 90s. And I've watched it grow generation to generation up until where we're at now, in the 8th generation of gaming. With a 9th generation not that far, in a couple of years, of course, once NX comes out, or the 3DS successor, or PlayStation 5, or Xbox whatever, or whatever anyone else comes out with, gaming has come far. And I've spent a lot of time playing games. I've also spent a lot of time researching games. I own several games for several systems. If you follow my channel, you should know where I'm at with stuff. So, with that being said, like I said, I can't prove anything. I don't work for any company, any publisher, distributor, developer, news outlet, nothing. This is just me, a gamer in his 20s that has researched and played games for most of his life. This is what I see. Now I'm gonna put links in the description. There will be links to a couple articles as well as the actual patent that's on the United States Patent website. The actual patent office website. And let me tell you, I spent the longest time reading down this huge thing. You can go ahead and read it if you want, but unless you're like me, who's interested with this kind of stuff, I know it's long and it's a lot of technical stuff. But anyways, the first things first, get this out of the way. It's not NX. It is not NX. Why do I say that? Well, there's two reasons. One being the fact that, here's the first possibility. This is going to be short and sweet. This patent is nothing. What I mean by that is, no, I'm not saying it's fake, because it is real. Nintendo did file this, obviously. It's on the United States Patent website. But Nintendo and companies in general patent stuff all the time that they may or may not use. A lot of stuff that's patented ends up not coming to fruition. Nintendo, back in 2009, I believe it was, patented a inflatable horseback riding peripheral for the Wii that would connect with the Wii remote. Gee, I sure had fun with that horse riding game that we never got, and that this was never talked about at E3 or E3 or GDC or Comic-Con or TGS or anywhere. Nintendo Directs, nowhere. YouTube, Nintendo's official website, nowhere. The only way you knew about that is if you kept up with their patents. That was '09. It's 2015. The Wii is dead. The Wii U is in the middle of its life cycle. Where did that peripheral go? It went nowhere because it was something that Nintendo was experimenting with. When a company experiments with something, they think, oh, this might be interesting. Let's make our idea official just in case we do go down that road. And things change all the time. There's lots of stuff that happens within companies that just make certain roads they don't go down. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't a possibility at one point. Another thing, early last year they patented a handheld with swappable buttons. Months and months later, they announced the new 3DS. Where did that handheld go? Again, this was early last year, 2014. We are now coming into the fourth quarter, the tail end of 2015. Where is that handheld? They haven't even talked about a next generation handheld yet after the 3DS. They've only talked about NX, which they have said will be a console. So, that's possibility one. That this patent is just an idea that's not going to go anywhere. Going off of that, we can also assume that Nintendo has said they're not talking about NX because, one, it's too early. They're focusing on Wii U and to a lesser extent 3DS. Two, they don't want other companies to steal their ideas. Why would they put this patent out there if this was for the NX? Just for other companies to take advantage of it. Granted, it's a patent, so there could be repercussions. However, there's always ways of getting around stuff. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, they've all had ways of taking other ideas and concepts and molding them with different types of technology to where technically it's not plagiarizing. But at the end of the day, it's still copying and influencing. So, possibility number one, patent's not going anywhere. It's just a patent. Possibility number two, and this is something that no one seems to understand. People think, oh, maybe this will be a handheld, or maybe this will be like a smaller Wii U, or maybe, oh, it's going to be NX, it's blah, blah, oh, it's going to be their mobile platform. No, 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 and no. Again, if you want to, you can go back, skim through the patent, look at the articles, look at what I'm showing you now. In fact, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip to a different image right now. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you remember this? Let's go to another one. How about that? Do you see what I'm trying to say here? How about another one? See? Again, do you understand the point I'm getting at here? Pretty much. What this patent is, if it comes to fruition, it is their version of the current streaming TV top boxes that are all the rage nowadays. Sony did it, PlayStation TV. There's, Amazon, Apple TV. They're all doing it. And with Nintendo's approach to mobile lately, and digital entertainment in general, why would they not do this? Think about it. You look at the patent. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page of the United States Patent website, you will see the very last thing that says, the present technique is configured to be suitable for an environment in which a game program can be obtained through communication and is configured not to include an optical disk drive, so that reduction in cost size, and the like of the game apparatus can be realized. Furthermore, because of the configuration in which power is supplied from the game apparatus to a wireless operation device via a power supply line to charge the battery of the wireless operation device, the convenience of the user related to the charging work can be enhanced. That one jumps out at the most at me. Why? Because it pretty much sums up what this is. Reduction in cost, size, and the like of the game apparatus. Not console. These patents haven't really talked about a console. They've talked about a game platform or game apparatus. They don't say next generation console. Reduction in cost. Obviously, make it a little bit cheaper. Size. Look how tiny, like, the PlayStation TV, the Apple TV, look how tiny those are. And the like, meaning the actual style of the way it looks. It's going to be a freaking tiny box. What's it going to do? It's going to play digital games. It's going to connect with your Nintendo Network account, whatever their mobile DINA account will be, and you'll be able to download their mobile games, eShop games, and virtual console games, and stream them to and from different TVs in your household. That's what it's going to do. It's exactly what it's going to do. And the way they're talking about it, the controller is pretty much a gamepad, a Wii U gamepad. It might be a little bit different, might be a more streamlined version of it, but look at the PlayStation TV. It utilized DualShock 3. And I think it can utilize DualShock 4 as well, but that I'm not too sure on. But still, that's what we're going with. And you think, to make it more cost effective, like they could easily release this thing for probably like $150, make a more streamlined version of the gamepad, make a little tiny box that's capable of playing the virtual console, eShop, digital games, sell it. And that's really all there is to it. Again, you look at the patent. It talks about it's made to receive and send data over a wireless network. It doesn't mention strictly Wi-Fi, but over a network as well, meaning it'll probably have something to do with Bluetooth. It'll probably have, it'll probably be able to sync up to other mobile devices. It's probably what it's going to do. It's a Wii TV. It's exactly what it is, a Wii TV. And I'm surprised I'm the only one who really sees this. Built-in hard drive with external hard drive support, controller just like the gamepad, cost effective, tiny size, and simple look, focusing on sending and receiving data through a network via a communication unit that's inside of it. That's also, like I said, going to save, read and write to the hard drive. Again, they're not going to put out a patent that's going to show like some of the tech of the Wii U. Not the Wii U, sorry, the NX. They're not going to put out a next generation system that doesn't play retail games. They're not going to lose the retail space. It is a constant battle for the retail space these days. If Nintendo does not have a retail presence, they're not going to be as heavily advertised. They're not going to be as heavily known out there. Sure, you can walk into a GameStop, you'll see the walls of Xbox games, see the walls of PlayStation games, and you'll see one tiny wall dedicated to Nintendo that's going to have the system, accessories and some amiibos. That just that doesn't doing that is going to show retailers and the consumers in general not to take them that seriously. They're going to piss off a lot of collectors who like to have that physical game, which there are a lot of people, myself included, who like physical games, as well as the technology's not there yet to simply make a console all about digital only. It's just that simple. Unless it's something like this, unless it's an apparatus for your TV that is made to download and stream the digital content. It's just that simple. And it looks like I'm the only one that really sees it. People can sit there and listen to the gaming media tell them this is the NX. It's going to be a cheap system with no physical games and a controller just like the gamepad. But that's not. Case in point, one last thing I want to say. The NX from day one has been said it is going to be a brand new concept. Brand new concept. What this patent shows is not a brand new concept. It is something that Apple, Amazon, and other people have been doing. This is not the NX. And that's really it.